Hi everyone, welcome back. I've been thinking about doing this for a long time. I have people constantly say to me over the years, because I go around so many areas and look around at camp and get away with grandkids, my wife and puppies and everything, and they say, where can we camp, where can we go? So a lot of people in particular say, where can you free camp around, actually in Perth or around Perth, and everyone said there's none. So I started on a mission where I looked at every place I could find the closest to Perth. Now, sometimes I treat it as Perth, as in the middle of the city. Sometimes I treat it from the outskirts of the city as Midland. And there's 12. I've got the 12 that I can find. There's others that some people suggest, but I know that they're now not allowed. There are places also I could suggest where people could stop, and I've even had the council say to me for one of them that it's not an official camping area or rest area, but people do stop there. But I can't put that on here. So what I'm going to do is go through the 12. I've got videos on 10 of them at the moment. Soon I'll get one on one Dowie. I'll get that probably in the next week or two. And one to go, which is Guambagine. I'll get there sometime. I don't know how soon I'll get to there, but maybe. It's a reasonable way from where I live. So for those that don't understand, I do have a math channel. And this is my 100,000 subscribers recognition from YouTube. So I'm up to nearly 140,000 subscribers on my channel. So this is my main thing that I do. I've been a maths teacher for a lot of years. If you want videos, now here's the whole, why I even mention the maths is that I look up people's videos on maths and on free camping, and they'll say, well, look at our previous video. And I'll go to their channel and they'll have, like me, 500 or 600 videos. And I can't find them. I can't find their maths videos. I can't find their free camping other videos. Or they've got so many free camp videos that you have to actually know the name to find the places. So what I do is I put in playlists. I have sections and then playlists. So if you want help for year 7, you go to the section for year 7, and there are playlist after playlist on nearly every topic in the syllabus in there. And right up to year 12, grade 12, or even going into university. And you can find them. And then for my free camps, I have free camping around the Murray River, across the Nullarbor, and then and other playlists as well. So you're going to see the 12. I'm going to show you on the map where those 12 are and try to make it as clear as I can of what I wish I knew, I wish people had told me. So if you're coming to Perth, you know what your choices are no matter where you come from. So here we go. So here are the 12 free camps that I can find around Perth. A lot of them are not for tents, they're only for their RV parks. Good thing is, once you find, even what I've got here, for example, I know for Cobbler Pool, up here at Cobbler Pool, the one that's furthest north here, there are lots of people who have done much more lengthy videos than mine and give you different views and different details. So you can look, once you know the names, you can look them up and research them much easier. So I'm going to start if you're coming up from the south. So if you're coming up from the south here, I've got these, actually there's 4. There's almost want to refer to a 5th, but it's one where you have to pay for. So Jarrahdale RV rest area is said to be the best rest area south of Perth and close to Perth. It is quite surprisingly really, really nice. So you can watch my video on that, and I won't keep saying you can watch my video on that, but it's a nice setup there. You can see it's not far to Perth at all. You can look that up when you watch the video, or you can look it up on the map yourself. Down here, Pinjarra RV Park is also an RV park, and again, you need to be self-contained. I have seen campers which are fold-out campers, and people have their own chemical toilet, so they're self-contained, and there's no problem with them staying at Jarrahdale or Pinjarra. Down here was interesting. Blythewood Rest Area. There's actually 2 Blythewood Rest areas down here, and they're about 3 kilometres apart. The first one here is fairly small. I think if I had I don't think I'd stay in my camper unless I really needed to, because I've got a pop-out camper. I think it'd be if you had a caravan you pulled over, or an RV, something like that. Pull over there, no problems. No resources there, a little bit of shade, it's not too bad. But if you go down further south here, the one that's about 3 kilometres further south just here, and that's Blythewood Rest Area South, even though it's got no marking on it. It's pretty easy to find it. It's got a lot more room. You can get a little bit further off the road. Not very far though. Setting for both is quite nice. So that's all you have coming south. So the 2 Blythewood Pinjarra RV Park and the Jarrahdale RV Park. They're all within an hour out of Perth. So if you were desperate, if you go back over here to this point, there's a point over here called Point Heron. It's quite reasonable. It's not that expensive. I'll put that in another group of videos one day when I make a playlist on the other camping areas that are in the area that are the cheapest or the best, not best value, the cheapest that I can find. So I've already got that video up on Point Heron. It's going pretty well. A lot of people watching it. So now, if you're coming in from the northeast, and maybe even from the north, or from the east, you can see there are a lot. There's a real lot. I think I found them all. Let me know if you find others, and I can add it to them. But I don't think there are others. But there's ones you could talk about or think about. I'm going to start here at One Dowie Campground. That's the one I haven't made as yet. That it's not far from where I work, and so I'll run out there one day soon to get a video of that. It's said to be absolutely wonderful watching other people's videos on it, and the shops nearby and well set up. I think it's got cold showers and power, but I'll talk to you more about that when I make a video on it. And you can see how close it is to Perth. It's fantastic. When you go further out here, you get to this Adene Springs. I used to call it Edene, but the local said no, it's Adene. And it's nice. Again, I always say things are nice. It's a bit of dirt coming off the road here. You can see the bit coming down there. Bit of dirt into it. And again, a lot of people don't realise you can go a bit further down where the lake is. And it's a nice setting down there as well. This one was a real surprise, this Brian Quinn Memorial Truck Park. I couldn't get full details on it, but you can see if you put in Brian Quinn Memorial Truck Park, you've got this road opposite, and there's another road right up here. So all along here, you can free camp. So what's happened is, though, there's a toilet there, and as I laugh on my video, it's absolutely disgusting, the worst toilet I've ever seen. I'd never use it. And I thought this was all pretty dodgy, but the further I looked, it was a really nice setting over the ovals, big level area, and plenty of trees. So that won me over in the end. I could easily, if I need to stay there somewhere close to Perth, I could get out of town, I could go there. Now, one of the most famous and most popular in Perth is when you go right out here, out from 2J, out to Cobbler Pool. Interesting impression, I kept on thinking it was east of 2J when it's not, it's west of 2J. So this is the furthest one I can get northwest of, towards the north of Perth. So it's out from 2J, fair way from 2J, and then it's got an amazing setup in terms of a lot of room. Some people say you get mozzies on the river. I've stayed in quite a few spots along the river and not seen any, and they say in the summer, I've stayed in the summer, not seen any, because the river doesn't run in the summer. So there must be times, I'd have to look at that. So that's Cobbler Pool, that's very, very popular, fits a lot of people. Then if you come across here, here's my sentimental favourite, I've stayed there twice, is Katrine Crossing. It's halfway between 2J and Northam, and it's free. It's got decent toilets, like established toilets, concrete or brick building, and well set up. You can camp right on the river. Again, there's a fair bit of room there. I just really like it. Like I said, I've stayed overnight there twice and really, really enjoyed it. Flat, plenty of shade if you want the shade, or plenty of sun if you want the sun. Nice to be able to look at the river. And it's just near the Katrine Crossing, the actual bridge. There's one each side of the river. So you can choose either side. The other side has got no amenities, a bit rougher, but if you want to get away from people. Now back into here to Northam, I want a sort of outward view so you can look out. So over here is Northam RV Park, again on the river, and again an RV park, not a camping area. It's pretty well set up. A little bit of a disappointment and it's sloped, but people can put blocks on and level things up. I was quite surprised though that they didn't make it less sloped. Again, there's drop point, you've got all the shops in Northam, pretty well set up. Nice walk along the river if you wanted to as well. So down here then we get to another RV park at York, which is interesting. I can't actually find it on the map anymore as an RV park because it was listed as Avon RV Park or Avon Park, and no matter how I zoomed in I couldn't get it, but I've done it before. So that's on Janet Millett Lane. So if you just typed in Janet Millett Lane on your maps, you'll take you straight to there. Again, it's quite seriously good. Again, on the river, you can walk over the swinging bridge to the other side and get to the shops, which are a little bit of a way up. Nice setting, a lot of birds, but a nice setting on the river. few trees, not a lot, but there's bins and I think there's a dump point. I've got all my video, you can have a look at that later. So if you come down here, this is the other one I haven't been to. So I haven't been, oh, I've been to Wundowie many times, but I haven't made a video on the free campus there. Now this is the last one I've only recently discovered. It's probably one of the furthest in terms of technicality from Perth and travelling distance. And that's Gwambagine. Haven't been there as yet, but you can easily find lots of videos. I found some very good people with videos on it. Again, when I make my videos, I try to do things a bit different and show people the things that other people don't tell you. I do tend to make them only 5 minutes or 6. The interesting part is, for me to get any money from YouTube, I've got to make at least a 5-minute video. And I didn't know that, and I've made so many hundreds of videos for maths that I even have 1 minute maths. Quite amazing what you can do in 1 minute. And then 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minute maths videos. And I found out that they don't count in terms of my view hours. So if you want to support me and just make comments and talk about any of these, make suggestions, just to say thank you, a little bit about where you're coming from, or if you plan on coming over here, that would be absolutely amazing. I'd love to hear that. So I'll go back out for one last time. The videos could probably get a bit long. Most of you who know me, I know I don't like making long videos. I do have to for high-level maths videos. Some of my long videos for high-level maths are actually, I believe, the best videos I've ever made. A couple of them are so good that I've actually played them to my classes instead of reteaching the topic. So you do a lot of thinking, a lot more preparation than usual, process it for weeks about, I could teach it this way, I could teach it that way, think through the ways I've taught it in the past, and do a lot of planning, and sometimes it turns out, well, I call amazing. And especially if there's nothing like it anywhere on the internet. I pride myself in trying to do things differently. In all my years of teaching, I do things differently. I've had kids all the time, year after year, and then on the internet I get a lot of it as well, saying that I help them understand maths. I've had Americans say it, who were doing their high-level trades and needed more qualifications. I've had staff members' husband working for the mines and needed to learn how to do equations and said he never understood maths at school, but now he did. It's wonderful feedback. Again, I just need support on it. If people can give me I don't really need subscribers. I've got plenty. It's, I'd love to get 2 million subscribers, but it just keeps growing. I keep getting subscribers. So I'm not asking for subscribers. I'm just look for people to press like and make a comment. That would be absolutely amazing. That's what will promote it, because I don't think YouTube thinks that maths videos are a high priority. So they basically ignored me. I laugh about it. They basically ignore me, even though I've got a video presently. I think it's about to pass 250,000 views. I've got a couple well over 100,000, and plenty in the tens of thousands. So a lot of the times my videos will only have 150, 200, 250 views. I'm happy with that. Often I'll make a video for 3 students in my class, or maybe for 5 or 8 in a class. So I really made it for them. Some of the early production wasn't great and the sound wasn't great. I couldn't afford to put more money into it, but the content's still really good. So hopefully that really helps. Again, it just keeps it organised. I wish I had this available to me. If you want, I'll start to do this if I get requests for it, especially about my favourite places on the Swan and the Murray and the Darling. Sorry, swip for Swan here. For the Murray and the Darling rivers. My real favourites, and I got plenty of detailed maps on the videos, crossing the Nullarbor. We were crossing the Nullarbor, and you wouldn't know, you'd know where they would be, and you'd look up, there's one 50 kilometres ahead and one 100 and one 120. You get to 50 and it's getting late, or later than you wanted, and it'll be horrible. And you get the 100 and it'll be horrible, and you go, oh, do we go to the next one or we stay in the horrible one? And so then I remember one time when we went to 120, and when we got there, it was so nice. And again, I'll show you that if you go right out the back for a lot of them, where you're allowed to, it's absolutely wonderful. And away from the noise, and if you want to get away from people, often away from people, and often very protected in the wind. So I've got that group on there. I have a lot of videos for weekends away from Perth. Maybe I'll need to make a list, because there's too many of those to the north, and maybe those who are east, and see where I get up to. Again, thanks for watching. Way too long. Bye for now.